expanding passenger service next year from West Palm Beach to Orlando International Airport. That's your 104.5 The Flame News Update. I'm Lisa Stewart.
Coming up after the Rick Smiley Morning Show, check out Kevin B. and D.L. Hughley in the afternoon on 104.5 The Flame.
This is a paid advertisement. It does not represent the views of WFLM ownership, management, or staff. This is the Cleveland Gary Show on 104.5 WFLM, The Flame.
Hi, welcome. I'm Cleveland Gary. Welcome to Beyond Sports, another exciting evening to talk to some amazing guests. And I'm so excited you can join us this evening. Our first guest is an amazing guy who I've known for quite some time. He's out of the state, Detroit, Michigan, and he's going to be here with us this evening, sharing his ideas on cryptocurrency, talking about business. He knows all about the Black Shopping Channel. We've been in the circle many, many years together as it relates to Black Shopping Channel, as well as ECRID. And he's also a very, very established accountant. This is a business connoisseur of all magnitudes. I mean, he loves what he does with a passion, a great family man, and I'm just glad to have him as a friend. Also a mentor. I've known him for quite some time, and so I'm happy to have Larry Wright with us this evening. Larry, how are you doing?
Well, good evening, Cleveland. I'm doing outstanding. Thanks for inviting me. I'm looking forward to this.
It's always a pleasure. We've had some deep conversations in the trenches, way in the midnight hours, at 1 a.m. We talked a lot about business. And Larry, tell them a little bit about yourself. You're from the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah, I was a entrepreneur for a long time, but before that, I was an executive with General Motors, and I've been here since 1983. And since then, I've just looked at all kinds of ventures and opportunities, and really, I consider myself just a serial entrepreneur. I think that's what really is my passion. I didn't figure it out until I was about 38 years old when I left General Motors, but I love business. I love helping people do business, and I love educating people. But that's the combination. I think that's going to be our salvation.
Absolutely. Yeah, You've been around there way back in the Motor City days when Detroit was booming. Ford Motors hired kids right out of college, man, almost from what I heard, making six figures.
Out of high school, actually.
Out of high school.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. It's amazing how times have changed. And speaking of times changing, you and I met some 10, 12 years ago, somewhere around there. Yep. And Black Shopping Channel came aboard, and you've been an integral part of Black Shopping Channel, and as well as ECRID. But most importantly, Larry, you are a bona fide entrepreneur, on real estate. I mean, you've done a lot. I mean, what inspired you to get into entrepreneurship? Why not a doctor? Why not a lawyer? Why not a teacher?
That's a good question. I mean, when I got out of the military, I went to college, and I didn't have any idea what I wanted to be and do, but I was good with numbers, and I knew I wanted to wear a suit. So I ended up being. But when I was at GM, my last position, I was a director of central office finance. And I had an experience where we had a light that went out in my cubicle. And I had to call to get it repaired. I called, and the guy brought up a ladder, but he was building division. He couldn't change the light bulb. So then put the ladder there. About 2 hours later, the engineer comes up. He changes the bulb, but he can't take the ladder back. Right? A couple hours later, the guy comes and takes the ladder. I said, we're going out the world backwards. This ain't the way to do it. So that's complete inefficiency. I just knew that the handwriting was on the wall. At that time, General Motors had 46% share of the market. Now it's down to 14, 15, 16. And it's just inefficiencies like that that let me know I wanted to control my own destiny. So I jumped ship, got out there.
Wow, awesome. You and I have talked lately a lot about cryptocurrency and being that ECRID is a publicly traded company. And I'm saying this to the public, we're in the process of working on our own cryptocurrencies in both companies, with Black Shopping Channel being private. And when you introduced the cryptocurrency market to me, I was overwhelmed. Amazingly unbelievable idea, concept that has evolved into reality. And many people are banking, on the digital market, taking over and eventually being, the premier coin. Tell us a little bit about your involvement in digital currency as it relates to the overall market. In fact, why don't we start here? What is a digital currency?
Well, it's really ironic, Cleveland. Cryptocurrency really started up in 2011, right about the time you and I met. Right now, at the time I looked at it, it seemed too complicated to me and convoluted, and I didn't really mess with it. At that time, you could really get a cryptocurrency, a Bitcoin. Everybody's familiar with Bitcoin. You could get a Bitcoin back then. It was less than a penny.
Right.
First transaction cryptocurrencies was a pizza. A guy bought a pizza for 11 Bitcoin. That was the first transaction. 11
Bitcoins. He bought a pizza.
He bought a pizza. That was the first transaction. And that pizza right now would be worth about $500,000. Okay. And cryptocurrency, to put it really simply, all it is what they call blockchain. All right. And all blockchain is a decentralized ledger. Now, me being an accountant, everybody knows what a ledger is. A ledger is where you just put in the information, the buyer, the seller, and then how much on each side. All right. But a decentralized open ledger means that everybody can see the transaction. You see it, I see it, everybody with a node can see that transaction. And what that does is you don't need a middleman. You don't need a bank. You don't need an insurance company. All right, it's much more efficient. And they have what they call smart contracts that allow that to take place without those people. So it's revolutionized the way businesses are working now. And the blockchain is going to change the world big time.
Interesting. Now, what are the most notable cryptocurrency exchanges? I know we have Binance.
Yep.
It's been Coinbase.
Binance is a big one. You've also got one called Uphold, which is a good one out of England. And then Coinbase is the biggest one here in the United States. And a lot of people might be familiar with the one crypto.com. Now, they're the ones that just purchased the Staples Center naming rights for $70 million for 10 years.
Wow.
Just the naming rights.
Interesting.
And again, cryptocurrency is something that it's time for everybody, I think, to really take a look at it. And it's something now that's a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's estimated that cryptocurrencies are going to be the largest transition of wealth in the history of mankind.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yep. So it's time for people to really take a good look at it.
Right. When we look at the crypto exchanges, very similar to the exchanges of the actual stock market via the NYSE, NASDAQ, being the two largest listed exchanges. Interesting, the concept. And they're all regulated too by the SEC, which is very, very interesting. Right. Explain when you look at the cryptocurrency exchanges, this is where the actual cryptocurrency trades, where people are buying and selling these digital currencies, correct?
Correct. And what you've got, Cleveland, is two levels. Okay, you've got the major exchanges, which is similar to the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange. Those are the big boys. That's Binance, Uphold, Coinbase. We talked about those. But the preliminary step to those, very similar to the pink sheets and smaller exchanges, which is called a decentralized exchange. That's where you and I could trade, and I could purchase a coin from you directly off of that exchange. It's a lot less volume, a lot less liquidity, but it's kind of similar to Napster. Everybody remembers Napster, peer-to-peer. You could sell your music to me, I could sell mine to you. So those smaller exchanges, again, are something that's completely unique, and it's something that people were never able to do with stocks and bonds.
Right.
One point I'd like to make is that people need to really take a look at the fact that in 2021, cryptocurrencies became an official asset class. like stocks and bonds, like precious metals, like real estate, et cetera. It hit the $2 trillion level so that now they're officially listed. So it's come and it's just escalating from there. And I want people to realize that right now around the world, there's about 300 million people invested in cryptocurrencies. By 2030, 8 years from now, there'll be 3.7 billion. And we can ride that wave if we just get involved.
Wow. Number is staggering. I was looking at Bitcoin, which was first notably the first cryptocurrency that became totally visible, and it has a market cap of over $800 billion, which is unbelievable. It shows you how the cryptocurrency market has grown at a very adroit, very, very fast rate. Another thing, Larry, I want to know, a lot of people don't really have the just a thorough understanding of how the functionality works. And I want you to answer this question because it's a question, for everybody. Everybody who's interested, somewhat or vaguely interested in cryptocurrency, want to know, okay, how do you convert cryptocurrency into cash?
Okay, that's a good question, Cleveland. And that is typically what people get hung up on because it is a little bit convoluted at first. But once you're able to get on an exchange, that's exactly what it is. It allows you to convert your Bitcoin into either a dollar or a yen or British pound, whatever it is that you want to trade it for. And that's where crypto.com, Coinbase, and exchanges like that, they'll make that conversion for you for a fee. Okay. But you have to go on there and they do what they call KYC, know your customer. Okay.
Right.
You have to put in your passport, you got to put in your address. They do facial recognition to make sure it's you. And then with that, you can go ahead and do the transactions and convert the money into whatever you want.
Wow. Now, Larry, let's go through some of the names of the cryptocurrency. Notably on record, everybody is familiar with Bitcoin, and a lot of people are familiar with Ethereum. Yep. And want to name some other big cryptocurrencies?
Well, you got Litecoin. That's a good one. You've got Solana. You've got what they call DeFi coins, which is definance, where they're really competing with the banks. There's one called Switch that's out there right now. And Switch, I really like. Switch is a coin where they're going to be able to convert your crypto into dollars in about 20 seconds. Okay?
20 seconds.
Right now, if you go on any exchange and you convert it, a lot of times they're going to hold your money for 4 or 5 days for it to clear.
Wow.
It's going to do it right away. Okay.
And what's it called, Larry? You may want to get the name of that. Name that again. What's the name of that?
It's called Switch. What I recommend is if people take a look at, there's a site called connectunited.com. You sign up for it for free, and they really help educate you. They've got a tutorial that really just walks you through what cryptocurrencies are, how you get involved, what the history is, and just walk through that process and begin to learn it for yourself. Connectunited.com.
Wow, interesting. Now, we're playing with, no, I wouldn't say the word play here. This is business. We're looking at ECRID as well as Black Shopping Channel, and we've been pondering over this for quite some time. And I'm very fascinated with, with cryptocurrency. Have not yet delved heavily into cryptocurrency, but just being in the area of finance and, understanding the stock market and being, done the reverse mergers and forward splits and splitting stocks and what have you, and realizing the infrastructure of taking companies public is so similar to how the blockchain came about, keeping a ledger, in addition to the cryptocurrency exchanges via the NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange, all the way down to the Bitcoin, looking at a Bitcoin in the form of a common stock. And who knows, someday they may have derivatives where you can trade them like commodities and options, But very, very interesting. And so I became intrigued with cryptocurrency, and I've talked to you quite a bit about, ECRID and Black Shopping Channel. So what benefits you think cryptocurrency could add to the menu of ECRID and Black Shopping Channel, or if any at all?
Well, actually, our timing, I think, is impeccable, because when you think about the cryptocurrency, it's only been around about 11 years. And at first, it was kind of like the internet. Remember how the internet was? At first, you couldn't figure out whether we knew it was going to be good and we liked it, but exactly how it would flow and how it would work, we weren't sure. Well, the same thing is happening with cryptocurrencies. Now, what the big deal is with cryptocurrencies now is you've got a lot of fly-by-night companies out there. They raise money. It's called pump and dump. They raise a little money and then they just go away.
No different.
ECRID and Black Shopping Channel, they're what we call use cases. They're what we call disruption in the marketplace. All right. And when you think about Airbnb, you think about Amazon, those folks, Airbnb is the largest hotel company in the world and don't own no hotels. Right. And they disrupt the marketplace with the way they do business. ECRID and Black Shopping Channel will do the same thing. So what does that do to cryptocurrencies? Well, what happens is every time you purchase an ECRID product, or you check and you get your credit report, you get a few ECRID reward points, okay? As that product is adopted in the marketplace and more people do it, now it's on exchanges and the value of it goes up and up and up over time. So there's a real use case, there's real value there. That's what's so important about it. Same thing with Black Shopping Channel. A loyal customer purchases products from vendors. The vendors get rewards from Black Shopping Channel as far as crypto, and then all of the customers get rewards. So again, as that product is adopted in the marketplace, again, there's more value there because more and more people got it. Just like having Apple stock or anything like that, because you know there's a solid company behind that particular product and that reward. Yeah. Same concept. Mm-hmm. And we're in a good place. Now, 5 years ago, it wouldn't have been clear. Now it's ready. It's clear how do you do it and how do you do it and why. And that's what we'll be able to do.
Well, yeah, we're very interested, I think, with ECRID and having, the credit report, giving our customers via shareholders awards, but primarily the customers, and being able to, utilize a credit report and at the same time, issuing reward points, which is conversion to ECRID cryptocurrency. It's a very, very, very good concept, something very interested in, and I'm very excited about it. Also, same goes with Black Shopping Channel. It's just a way to grow your wealth and being exactly at the edge of fintech market, digital currency. I mean, I'm very, very excited about it. Now
you're in control, Cleve. That's what I love about it.
Absolutely.
You control your own destiny. You go out there and you really show this product, ECRID, Black Shopping Channel, to people, and they see the value in it. All they got to do is live their life the way they normally do it. Purchase and normally purchase. And so all rides up.
So we're going to get this thing done, right?
You betcha. And we're getting close. I told you, I talked to Oscar and at the NDA this week. So we're getting close. So I'm ready to go, and I'll be in touch shortly to let you know what the next steps are.
Absolutely. Now, Larry, one last question before we go to break. You talked about the good, how explosive cryptocurrency is, but I've heard a lot of people say it's so volatile and the risk is so great, and you can lose your shirt off your back. Kind of expound on that, quickly.
Now that's an absolute truth. It rides up and down, and you got to have thick skin with it. But let me give you a little quick story before we go. Fidelity has just put cryptocurrencies as a part of their portfolio for their retirees. What they did was they looked at cryptocurrencies with 1% in a portfolio, and they looked at portfolios without cryptocurrencies over a 5-year period. The ones with crypto in it, despite all of that, outperformed the other one by 10%.
Interesting.
So over time, right now, Bitcoin is down. It's down to 38,000. I bought it at 4,000 3 years ago. At 68,000 earlier. So it does do like this. So you got to buy it and really hold it, and don't be one trying to time the market because it's almost impossible.
Wow, interesting, amazing. Well, folks, there you have it. You know, I'm so happy, Larry, that you can join us. It's exciting. And I'm sure we'll have you back on the show, man. It's always a pleasure. You're my boy, my mentor,
All right.
your man. And I'll see you in Detroit shortly.
All right, Cleve. My pleasure. Take care.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you. Larry Wright, folks, you had it. We had a crash course in cryptocurrency, and I'm sure you got an earful. Go to the website, and he'll be back. I mean, you can go to clevelandgary.com, sign up, and post your comments, and he will reply to those comments and give you answers and all the answers you need to get educated and learn about cryptocurrency. I mean, he's passionate
Cleveland,
about.
Can we post that connectunited.com where people can go on the website?
Yep. I'm going to post that
Free account.
on the wall at clevelandgary.com, and they can learn all about it. Yep. Now, keep those dials locked. They're calling me here. They're pulling on my shoulder. We'll be right back. Keep those dials locked. Beyond Sports.
This is the Cleveland Gary Show on 104.5 WFLM, The Flame.
Sure, people have told you to make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you got something to fall back on, honey. But I never understood that concept, having something to fall back on. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything. I want to fall forward. I figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit. You've decided that you're not going to allow your circumstances to define you. You've decided that you're not going to allow the events, the things, the people, life, determine who you become.
Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma was a true event that took place. A group of African Americans got together and created an economic system that created wealth amongst each other by circulating their dollars within their own community. They were so financially successful until they were bombed, beaten, many killed, resulting in destroying what was once known as Black Wall Street. The Black Shopping Channel is back on the street again to stay. Support the Black Shopping Channel vendors and this new fintech company that is connecting vendors to shoppers, resulting in circulating wealth back into the urban community. And hip-hop, rap, and R&B music artists are reaching the world with their music at blackshoppingchannel.com.
Have you had a problem getting approved for a mortgage, car, or personal loan? You want a home, you want a car, but your Equifax, Experian, TransUnion credit reports are not satisfactory to lenders, so you're denied credit approval. If you or anyone you know have been denied credit approval in these areas, the answer is ECRID, the new credit bureau that can validate your credit worthiness to get you approved through ECRID's lending division, even if you've had a bankruptcy, foreclosure, or collections. For more information, go to www.ecrid.com. Create your own ECRID credit report by adding your light bill, water bill, mobile phone, auto insurance, and even rental payments. All validate your credit worthiness at ECRID. Go to www.ecrid.com and sign up today. It's free. Get the keys to your new home or your new car. The Black Shopping Channel is America's first 24-hour minority TV shopping channel that aired on Dish Network in 14 million homes. Visit our website at www.blackshoppingchannel.com. If you're a small business owner and would like to sell your products on the Black Shopping Channel, go to www.blackshoppingchannel.com and sign up as a member. It's free. Upload your product, schedule live stream events, music artists, sell your music, and control your career. It's time to get in the game and start supporting our small business owners and music artists. Go to Black Shopping Channel and shop today. Black Wall Street is back at www.blackshoppingchannel.com. The Black Shopping Channel, giving back, moving forward.
104.5, White City.
This is a paid advertisement. It does not represent the views of WFLM ownership, management, or staff. This is the Cleveland Gary Show on 104.5 WFLM, The Flame.
Hi, welcome back to the Cleveland Gary Show Beyond Sports. We had an amazing time with Mr. Larry Wright. educating us on cryptocurrency. I'm so intrigued with cryptocurrency, have not dove in deep all the way, learning a lot about it. Very familiar with the stock market, but it's digital currency. What an interesting concept. And we are definitely exploring digital currency for our companies as it relates to ECRID, as well as the Black Shopping Channel. Now, what I didn't say earlier before the show, I didn't talk about the trivia question we had last week. And to my surprise, nobody got the answer. And the question was, who was the first African-American woman to receive a U.S. patent? In 1868, it was Martha Jones. And had you answered that, you could have won $250. So we went on, and we moved on, and now we're going to have a new trivia question here. And I'm going to go ahead and say the trivia question right here. I said it at the end of the show last time. And whoever gets this answer first, whoever gets the answer first wins $250. And the trivia question for the night is, you ready? Now I can wait. I can wait till the show is over. You want me to do it now? Okay, I'll do it now. For the trivia question tonight, and to answer the trivia question, you have to go to clevelandgary.com. You have to log into your social media profile account and type in the answer, or you have to sign up, which takes 1 second. It's free, and type in the answer. And if you get it right, if you're the first one, it's not if you get it right. There's only one winner. If you're the first one to get it right, it will respond and say correct answer. All right. And you won the $250. Now, if you get it right after the first person got it right, it's going to say winner has already been chosen. Now, if you get it wrong, it's just going to simply say wrong answer. All right. So give yourself a chance. To give yourself a chance to win $250, go to clevelandgary.com, log in, sign up to the social media platform. You can post comments, ask questions, reply to comments, answer questions. You can do all of those things, friend request people. And this is what we're doing. We want to grow together. Like I said before, we want to converse together, share ideas, and just build troubles over troubles. We want to build bridges over troubled waters. Wow, I never did that before. Build bridges over troubled waters. Now, our next guest has a resume that is beyond 10 miles. I cannot, say enough about her. I've known her for many years, and you can bring on the screen here. Her name is Marie Lemelle. Is Marie there?
Yes,
Okay.
I am.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
Yeah, stuck there on the screen here. I'm stuck somewhere. All right, I'm froze here. All right, whatever. Can you see me?
I'm not frozen.
All right, I'm not frozen. I look frozen. All right. Anyway, we'll go forward. All right, I've known Marie for quite some time. I mean, many years. She is definitely what you call a Hollywood girl. She's been in LA for a long time. She knows everybody in Los Angeles, California, every actor, every celebrity. And her resume is so long. She's a part of so many groups, so many communities, publicists, PR firm, you name it, advocate for women, bachelors, NBA. I mean, she has just done so much in her life. It's just overwhelming. You can't even, the resume doesn't give her justice here, I'm telling you. And we've worked together. She's my Hollywood partner, and we've done a tremendous amount of things together over the years. We've known each other, 12 and a half, 13, 14 years, a long time.
Don't date me. Don't date me. Don't, sounds like forever. I met you at 15.
All right. Okay. I won't date you. All right. But I will say this. She is a remarkable, remarkable woman that loves people, love empowering her people. And I just want to say thank you, Marie, for coming onto the show. It's definitely a pleasure to have you.
great to be here, Cleveland. It's hard to catch up with you. You have so many things going on, and I'm very proud of just being a part of some of that. Because when I met you, I mean, just coming off a NFL career and jumping into Hollywood, only because athletes are just sort of connected to the entertainment industry, so it's quite natural, for that to happen. But going to the NAACP Image Awards, and it's still going strong, has been always a wonderful experience.
Well, thanks. I appreciate everything you've done for me. You've worked really, really hard, and we've gone to a lot of places together. We've traveled from the Beverly Hills party, you name it, and the Image Awards, red carpet. And like I said, you've always been instrumental. And I mean, I turned down a lot of things, but I tell you, man, it's just amazing. I mean, the events that we've gone to together, and the invitations you've invited me to, it's just me. Let's talk about Hollywood. When you ride on the 10 freeway, all right, and you see that Hollywood sign on Vine, and you take that left, many people dream about Hollywood, acting, the sets, the music companies, the Capitol Records, the house that Nat built. Many people just want to say in their lifetime that I went to Hollywood. And this is something you do every day. You live this every day. Just tell them a little bit about it.
Well, I'm a native of Los Angeles, Southern California. So this is my stomping ground. This is my backyard. But that wasn't my initial dream, getting into, once I got out of college. I was fortunate to be a sports publicist. So I worked with pro boxers, which is quite different for me, because even though I love boxing, that's a male dominated sport, as well as the PR, the sports, the newscasters, all men. It's changed over the years, but in the beginning it wasn't like that. But it gave me a glimpse into entertainment, because I have to say that while football, basketball, baseball, all exciting, boxing is a show. And when you go to those events, the red carpets, especially in Vegas, Atlantic City, overseas, it doesn't even match what we've been to for TV and film premieres, even though it's still extravagant. But Hollywood is, if you are not in the know, you don't see that part of Hollywood. You see it on TV, but to be invited is a whole nother story. In you, Cleveland, you know everybody. Everybody knew you, and it's been a minute since you've been here, and it's time to come back. But I know you've been building your own empire on the other side of the world, the East Coast. But yeah, I mean, I have a PR company, Platinum Star Public Relations. I have a talent management and production company, Platinum Star Media Group. So I stay busy. I'm always working on a project. What I like about what you've always done is to help elevate the Black community. And as you know, there's not enough of us in front of the camera or behind the camera that look like us. And you have created a phenomenal way to give everybody the opportunity, because I have to tell you, it's nothing, well, Hollywood is so much like any sport. I'm gonna, compare it to NFL. There's only so many people that are gonna make it, right? To be a pro athlete. Same thing with Hollywood. Only so many that's gonna get that break to be the actor, director, producer, the writer. As you know, when you see the award shows, sometimes it's the same people. It's rare it's any new people, but your platform with a Black shopping channel and other things that you're doing to help people elevate themselves and bring up their brand awareness is really not being done. I mean, yes, we have a few people like Tyler Perry and Will Smith with studios, but there's only a handful of people that they can help, right?
Right, that's true.
Yeah,
we've been very fortunate, being in Hollywood. A lot of people were, disgruntled, my fans, and like, why would he retire at an early age? Hollywood did a lot to me because, you get a chance to go straight to the top. Out of all states in America, you see what you see on TV, it's right there. I know what the original Jaws look like. I know what the originals of the originals. And, you and I hanging out there. And, it just becomes an everyday life, Denzel Washington and all of us and me and you and all of us on the red carpet, you name it. We're sitting there in Beverly Hills hanging out together, and me, Tyree, everybody. And so it just becomes a way of life. And like you said, you have no clue or idea what's going on if you're not in those circles. And I think what happened to me, I remember one night at a party in Beverly Hills, you said, what's going on? I said, I'm going to my room. Really? It's just, it's great, but it's just something you see all the time. But I got a chance to say, as a Black person here, I can truly make a difference. We can truly make a difference. And when I thought about Black Shopping Channel, I said, it's not here in Hollywood. I mean, you have your actors, you're getting paid your salaries. And what I realized, what really shook me up when I was on Rock, when, Vic Kaplan, the executive producer, and I realized what a tough life that is for those actors. And I'm sitting there, I get out of the limo, I walk right in the studio on the set, but it was a line like a mile long, all these aspiring actors, and people don't realize the thousands that won't make it. It's only so many parts. And that was so discouraging. It's like, why would you put your entire life? But if you know what, I can't blame them. If that's your passion, pursue it. But there's only so many spots. And so I just learned so much, and it was that was an amazing experience.
Yeah. And just to give you an example, I'm filming a feature right now, and starring Miguel Nunez Jr., Patrick Kilpatrick, which you'll know from The Matrix, and some others, Don the Dragon Wilson, martial arts artist, icon, Omar Gooding, right, and several others.
Don't
I
ask
have to
me.
say that
I don't want to be in the movie.
Yeah, we're gonna do one just about you and your amazing journey, from the football field to Wall Street and beyond, because and I want to say congratulations on your syndication of your show, which is extremely amazing, because there's very few Black men or women that can say they have that. So your path was different. I mean, you could go either way. But I have to tell you, when I cast or looking to cast an actor for one role, I might get over 600 submissions, and over 600, sometimes more. So that just goes to show you how many actors that are aspiring, out of work, or don't have enough work, or are just, they're hungry. So it's and then when the pandemic hit, everything was shut down. So what were they doing? So it was a rough time, and a lot of our artists, our talent, resorted to things that were harmful to their own health and well-being. I mean, unfortunately, we're through mental illness, and rejection is one of the biggest things that happens in the entertainment industry, and in sports too, but really the entertainment industry. You could go to work for years on a show and then show up and then it's been canceled. That's devastating. Devastating. You don't get a warning.
Right. So Maria, people don't realize how tough it is. They see the glitter and the glamour. They see the end results. Yeah. They see Denzel Washingtons and all those actors and actresses that have made it, but they don't understand that there are so many thousands and thousands that are very talented that don't make it.
Right. A lot. It's so it takes a lot, a thick skin. It takes a strong person to pursue that type of passion, because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. They're trying, but they're not doing it. So, I mean, but you, just getting back to some of the awesome things that you accomplished. I mean, that was perseverance. I mean, you could have, who knows? You could have been one of the Rams that was just, we just celebrated Super Bowl, and it was an amazing opportunity. I live in Los Angeles, so of course I was there at the victory parade and other events leading up to the Super Bowl. And it just, our city was on fire. So, I mean, you can't, our lives are surrounded, or we are very much immersed into activities like that, sports, entertainment. The world goes around because of that. And when, even though the pandemic stopped some things, people found another way to entertain themselves. Entertainment is going to always be a part of the fabric of our lives. So the more we can do to help people elevate and get there, the better it is. But sometimes you have to find your fit. It could be behind the camera. It could be writing a script. It could be writing a book. And you've done that. You've written a book. You've written a script. You've done so much. I mean, you talked about my resume, but your resume is impressive. So let's talk about that a little bit.
No, I've never seen yours. You know what? But that's nice of you. Hard work, and the answer is hard work. But I want to ask you this question, which I know the answer, but I want people to understand. When you look at Marie Lemelle, no, you're not on the screen, but you have so much power in LA, so much power. And I've seen, we walk into places, I'm like, CG, I'm with Marie Lemelle. But the point I'm making here is, I've seen you, the Denzels, the Salt and Peppers, the Michael Jacksons, and you know everybody.
Sidney Poitier had the pleasure of him. Forrest Whitaker. I mean, Danny Glover. It goes Magic Johnson.
Yeah. Whitney Houston, God bless her soul. Who was one of the most interesting actors or actresses you've met?
Wow. That's a broad question because everybody's so unique and different. And I would say probably the person that I had well, you know what? And this may sound crazy. My cousin played saxophone for Rick James. And when I first met him, I didn't know who he was. And but hanging around, got to know him. Let me tell you why that was kind of because he's not the typical celebrity. In the music world, it's really different than the acting world, in a lot of ways, because they care less about what people think, whereas actors care a little bit more, how they're perceived and how they're looked at on the red carpet and that type of thing. So I like that whole carefree, he's a bit of a mess, but the carefree part about, I'm gonna be me no matter what. And if people don't like it, they don't like the music, but he changed the game a lot, the type of music that he came out with. But so that gave me that sense of, don't let people hold you back. Being different is what can make you successful, not make you a failure, because you find your passion and what you feel is who you are. But in actors, God, I have to say, when I met Cicely Tyson, that was an amazing moment because she was a living legend at the time that I met her, of course, and an icon because she really, really endured, racism to not just from color to her looks, but she really just wore that with such royalty and regalness, and I really admired that about her. Very soft-spoken, powerful woman when she came alive as an actress.
What about Sidney Poitier?
He was really a nice person, very patient. People were pulling at him, trying to get his attention. I was at the Essence magazine luncheon, and he just really stopped. And because I told him, the Bahamas I considered it my second home. I said, I haven't seen you in the Bahamas, but I have to see you in Hollywood. But, you know, and I just really admired all of his movies. As a kid, I mean, you know, and I just gave him those accolades, but I also said that he never compromised who he was as an actor. And he never took on roles that were not of stature. I mean, he really, really just, you know, stood up for who he wanted to portray. But he's very, you know, when he speaks, he doesn't speak loudly, you know, so you have to lean in, and that's, you know, that's a power move. And but I really enjoyed the brief conversation I had with him, because like I said, everybody was pulling at him and all of that. So when his passing happened, I had just been to the Bahamas the year before, and it was really hard to know how, you know, you don't want to have anyone leave this earth and then get all the, you know, the additional accolades. You know what I mean? You know, he did some wonderful things with the, you know, being an Academy Award winner, but he was. I wish I had with him.
Well, you know, Marie, it's always a pleasure talking with you. Always a pleasure. We'll continue to do business together. And I know I took in hiatus there for a while, but I'm coming back to. We're going to do some stuff.
Okay. Well, we're ready for you. We're ready for you. Anytime.
I'm coming back. My friend Marie Lemelle, we thank you so much for joining us. She's an amazing.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm honored. Okay. Marie, all right. Take care. Bye, everyone.
We'll be right back.
This is the Cleveland Gary Show on 104.5 WFLM, The Flame.
Sure, people have told you to make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you got something to fall back on, honey. But I never understood that concept, having something to fall back on. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything. I want to fall forward. I figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit.
You've decided that you're not going to allow your circumstances to define you. You've decided that you're not going to allow the events, the things, the people, life, determine who you become.
I just did.
Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma was a true event that took place. A group of African Americans got together and created an economic system that created wealth amongst each other by circulating their dollars within their own community. They were so financially successful until they were bombed, beaten, many killed, resulting in destroying what was once known as Black Wall Street. The Black Shopping Channel is back on the street again to stay. Support the Black Shopping Channel vendors in this new fintech company that is connecting vendors to shoppers, resulting in circulating wealth back into the urban community. And hip-hop, rap, and R&B music artists are reaching the world with their music at blackshoppingchannel.com.
Have you had a problem getting approved for a mortgage, car, or personal loan? You want a home, you want a car, but your Equifax, Experian, TransUnion credit reports are not satisfactory to lenders, so you're denied credit approval. If you or anyone you know have been denied credit approval in these areas, the answer is ECRID, the new credit bureau that can validate your credit worthiness to get you approved through ECRID's lending division, even if you've had a bankruptcy, foreclosure, or collections. For more information, go to www.ecrid.com. Create your own ECRID credit report by adding your light bill, water bill, mobile phone, auto insurance, and even rental payments. All validate your credit worthiness at ECRID. Go to www.ecrid.com and sign up today. It's free. Get the keys to your new home or your new car. The Black Shopping Channel is America's first 24-hour minority TV shopping channel that aired on Dish Network in 14 million homes. Visit our website at www.blackshoppingchannel.com. If you're a small business owner and would like to sell your products on the Black Shopping Channel, go to www.blackshoppingchannel.com and sign up as a member. It's free. Upload your product Florida, schedule live stream events, music artists, sell your music, and control your career. It's time to get in the game and start supporting our small business owners and music artists. Go to Black Shopping Channel and shop today. Black Wall Street is back at www.blackshoppingchannel.com. The Black Shopping Channel, giving back, moving forward.
WFLM, White City, The Flame.
This is a paid advertisement. It does not represent the views of WFLM ownership, management, or staff. This is the Cleveland Gary Show on 104.5 WFLM, The Flame.
Hey, welcome back to the show. I'm Cleveland Gary, Beyond Sports. We had an amazing interview with Marie Lemelle and Larry Wright. We've had a good time this evening. With the time remaining, I want to bring on my partner, Bill Houston, who's always with me. And we'll dialogue a little bit before we close the show tonight. Earlier, last week, we mentioned the trivia question. Bill, no one got the trivia question right, and that was who was the first African-American woman to receive a U.S. patent. And her name was Martha Jones back in 1868. I should have typed in the answer, but that would have been cheating, right? But no, and so the question tonight, I said it earlier, it was who invented the traffic light? He invented the traffic. There were three positions at a corner. He saw where cars collided. And this gentleman, I'm just giving it away. I'll give you a tip. It's a male. He decided to create the traffic light. African-American male man created the traffic light. So if you can pop that answer in there first, you win $250. Now you have to go to clevelandgary.com and log in or sign up. And you can type that answer right there in your profile. Bill, we've had a very interesting evening, and I appreciate you taking out your time. I know you've been in a lot of meetings lately and, dealing with a lot of clients. And I appreciate this time here, dialoguing. I was looking at that television last night. I'm not a politician, man, but man, this Ukraine situation is crazy. And so much is happening here, in America, but I was just so, sadly, just taken aback by some of these families that were affected by this war that's going over there. So hopefully things will get resolved and people's lives can get back on track. And that's what living is all about. Living an abundant life. And it's just not a good situation over there. But what have you been up to, buddy?
I tell you, I had a video shoot tonight. Which it was pretty interesting. I had someone drive down from Chicago to do the video shoot. It ended up taking a little bit longer than I thought. That was pretty interesting. I actually did a little writing today about networking and the power of networking and connections for business people, and how important it really is that you have a strong network. Sometimes, people talk about, well, I really need this access to capital. And, and that's true. You absolutely do need that access to capital. But if you really have a good network and a strong network, within that network, you're going to find the access to capital that you need. And I just find that to be something that's really important. And, when you think about the ability to network today, with social media and email marketing, the ability to call all over the world with just one simple phone plan. Networking is it's simpler than it used to be. It still exists. I laugh and I tell people all the time that nothing has really changed except we just do this online. Right. If you need to be personable, you need to be able to talk to people. You need to be able to bring value to people, either as a mentor, a mentee, or, someone that you can network with and talk with. So, that's kind of been, my focus this last week is, what does it look like, to really be able to build out that network? How can you do that? How are you able to do that? And, real quickly, one reason for that is, there was a client that I was working with on a crowdfunding campaign, and we've been working really hard on LinkedIn, and his business has been able to come up with almost $700,000 in business just from meeting new people on LinkedIn. Who he hadn't met before. But, the really interesting part about that is that he said, well, I may not need to do the crowdfunding campaign. And I said, well, whoa, wait a minute. I need you to do that. But that's been it. It's been, as you said, really busy, but, really focusing on building that network.
Very important. Yeah. And, Bill, you and I talk about that on a daily basis. The crowdfunding aspects of efficiently raising capital, effectively raising capital as well. And it's a good formula for the small business owner who has aspirations of owning their own business, realizing the importance of having, efficient capital, and that is the route to go. And as we evolve, we'll be able to help them set up the campaigns, the campaign that fits their need and raise, capital, a couple $100,000. When a person has worked hard all their lives and they are geared towards being independent, creating their own path and leaving their own trail. I mean, it's important to truly understand all the channels of how capital is raised, and the crowdfunding is just so exciting, and I'm glad we're working and building out those platforms to help the small business owner. But when you're networking and you're building the relationships, I mean, you have the answer to your question right there. I mean, people. It's all about people gathering, and crowdfunding is a little bit different from raising money in the secondary market as it relates to, initial public offerings, private placements when you're dealing with accredited investors, opposed to a consortium of people that are on the same page. It's not whether or not you can get the job done, raise $250,000, raise $500,000. If a group of people get together and decide that they're going to make it happen, then it's going to happen. The bottom line, you're dealing with the rules and the regulations, so you work in the parameters of the rules and the regulations, and you make a cohesive decision, and you get it done. It's really that simple. Sometimes, we can make things too difficult, and I can understand when you've been beat in the head so long and you're told that you can't do this and you can't do that, then you start to believe that. And the other concept you talk about all the time is this crab in a bucket concept. Way back in the day, I have this conversation, over at my folks' house. Back in the day, Pharaoh, he controlled everybody by taking their minds and pitching them against each other. He didn't necessarily beat them physically, but if you get the mind and you discombobulate people's way of thinking and you're not on the same page and you're always thinking survival mode, it doesn't give you a chance to relax and see the gifts God have given you to succeed and be everything that you need to be. And love thy neighbor is an amazing commandment. I mean, it's something that it's a requirement. And if we work together and we build bridges over troubled waters together, there's nothing we can't, accomplish together. And I'm very happy, meeting you and working with you and collaborating with you on how to effectively, disseminate this information, over the airwaves, out in the public, and having the legal structure to know how to proficiently, consummate crowdfunding platform. It's just an amazing thing. So looking forward to continue working with you in that area.
Thank you. I appreciate that. One thing that you said there, it was very powerful, is that mindset, right? Really having that mindset. If you are forever in that survival mode, it's hard for you to think about the future. It's hard for you to think, from day to day about, different ways that you can collaborate with other people to be able to get things accomplished. So, that mindset is really important. And that's one of the first things that we talk about in that crowdfunding space.
Awesome. Well, it's always a pleasure to have you, Bill, and I hope to have you back many, many more times. You're an inspiration to me, you're an inspiration to people, and we will move the ball forward. But at this time, we're going to have to exit this building and we're going to go home. So we hope you had a good time. We look forward to talking to you next week. We hope you have a great week, the rest of the week. And I'll just end this on the note saying, God bless you. Thank you for watching the Cleveland Gary Show. Until next time, take care of yourself.
This is the Cleveland Gary Show